All righty. Well, hi there, Lalo. Thanks so much for taking the time and coming to meet with me. My name is Kyle McPherson. I'll be your academic counselor here at MSU Denver. So I wanted to take this opportunity just to get to meet you, get to know you a little bit better, and see what I might be able to do to help you. As with any therapeutic relationship, I just want to let you know that I'm required to report uh, anything that pertains to self-harm, you wanting to harm yourself, harm others, particularly as it relates to the elderly, kids, or anyone who's not capable of caring for themselves. So those that are mentally impaired. Does that sound okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, how are things going right now? How's the semester treating you?
Uh, kind of, kind of a rough start. Um, well, let's just say that it's been good. It's been rough. Because I've been taking some acting classes. Something I've been really passionate about for a
Mhm.
while. Um, but it's been kind of rough. Trying to balance out, my full time job with like this with my online class. I'm having a really hard time with. Also been kind of going through a breakup the past 2 weeks. So yeah, I just have a lot going on right now.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a lot on your plate.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about more of the struggle you're having to find balance in your life?
Well, it's more of like, you know, I feel like it's a struggle of trying to find the time. I work full time Monday through Fridays from 4 p.m. all the way to 12:30 a.m. And the job is located down in Lakewood, and I live
Mhm.
in Commerce City, so that's like a good 40-minute drive.
Yeah.
So when I get off work, I get home at like 1:30 in the morning. So like I struggle sometimes to sleep, and
Mhm.
knowing that I got school the next day, like it kind of messes with me a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, and I do get the weekends off. Those are my days off, which I do appreciate, like having the weekends like just chill and stuff. But I feel like maybe I could like make more of an effort to try and like use that time to maybe get caught up on homework, to like maybe get caught up on my school stuff and stuff like that. But it's been a bit draining, a bit exhausting thinking that, like I feel like I don't get any like downtime for myself, like if I wanted
Mhm.
to go see friends or something, or if I wanted to just relax for a bit, just feels like there's always a lot of work to be done. So yeah.
Sure. So in this season of your life, you're feeling stretched. Like in order to make things work, you're going to have to sacrifice what little free time you do have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And then you had mentioned a breakup. How's that been impacting you?
It's very well, see, I'm I'm the one that that kind of pulled the trigger on that. The
Mhm.
reason I did it is because, and this has been very difficult for me to admit, but I have been a victim of verbal abuse with this relationship that I was in. We've only been together for like about a year, and like I'm not gonna sit here and say that I didn't have my good times. Like obviously, the first few months has been really great,
Yeah.
um after spending like maybe 3 years single prior to being with her, working on myself, getting back in shape and everything, thinking that I think I'm ready. And it felt good for those few months, and then like stuff started getting a bit more weird, like every minor inconvenience, like she like would take it out on me and everything like that. It just really felt like I became more of like a punching bag because I
Mhm.
was there to take all the hits. And it's been a very rough relationship. 6 months in, she broke up with me for no reason, and then the same day, she called me saying she was sorry and everything. That she wants to get back together. And like ever since then, it's just been kind of rocky, and we've been on and off for quite a while. And I don't know. I guess like I guess I kind of stayed hoping things would get better. Also,
Yeah.
I guess for her sake, because I saw how she got how upset she got, how depressed she got, with being apart from each other. So like for her sake, I felt like I stayed for her, because I don't really like keep my own feelings in check when it comes to caring for other people.
Hmm.
But ever since being with her, I just haven't really been like as happy anymore. I stopped enjoying a lot of stuff I used to enjoy. I stopped listening to music. I stopped watching movies. I stopped like doing like a lot of my passions. Yeah, I became slightly suicidal over her. Like,
Hmm.
kind of felt like that would be like my one way out to not be in this relationship no more. And so I guess that's what kind of finally lit the light bulb in my head, saying that it's not going to end unless I'm the one that pulls the trigger. So yeah, we've been broken up for about 2 weeks now. I have her blocked on everything because I just don't want that communication with her anymore.
Hmm.
So I guess I'm just trying to find a way to heal from all that, while also dealing with school. And like, I was put on academic probation, I think is what it's called at Metro,
Okay.
because I was signed up for summer classes, and so was she. But she was like so stressed about her work, and it made me stressed about my work too. And it got to the point where I was doing her assignments, her papers,
Hmm.
and not really focusing on mine. And so because of that, I was put on academic probation. So I'm just kind of dealing with the stress of like, you know, like, am I gonna be able to graduate now because I kind of like screwed myself over here? So yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot to take on. So on the one hand, this was a woman that you cared about a lot and wanted to be with and make the relationship work, but for yourself, you felt you had to make the decision to leave because it was negatively impacting your personal life. It sounds like your health, your social life, your free time, that this relationship really took over your life in its entirety. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. And you had mentioned earlier, I just want to key in on something. You had mentioned that for a time there you were feeling suicidal. How are you feeling now after the breakup?
I feel a little bit, I feel a lot more free, honestly.
Yeah.
Uh, just feels like I don't have to wake up every day thinking that I'm gonna upset somebody just for breathing. It seems like, she always told me she had like so much anger towards me just for no reason. Like it's just there. She didn't even know why. But
Mhm.
it just felt like she was just trying to push me to my breaking point. You know, and she kind of did at some point. I went missing for like 5 hours last year just because I was just so fed up with it. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. Thankfully I didn't hurt myself, although those thoughts were there
Yeah.
uh during those 5 hours. But you know I feel a lot more. I feel like I feel a lot more relaxed. I feel a lot more like at peace with myself, which is something that I haven't really been feeling the past year since being with her. um so that, for what it's worth, I think that's good that I'm starting to get a little bit of like a peace with myself. Just trying to like not be so hard on myself, or how the relationship was, and trying to like not take the blame for, the way she acted, because I
Mhm.
do kind of blame myself a lot sometimes. Like maybe like if I was a better partner, she wouldn't have been acting like that towards me. But, you know, so yeah.
Sure. It sounds like you were really walking on eggshells in this relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough place to be. And I mean, I want to commend you. It's really difficult to make the decision to prioritize yourself and your own care and your own well-being, particularly when you care about someone, regardless of how they treat you. But it sounds to me like, having made this decision, you're able to get some balance back in your life. You're working towards that right now.
Yeah, of course.
Can you tell me about a time in the past where you felt overwhelmed, or maybe a better way to put it is you had a lot on your plate and it was difficult to manage? Can you think of any other times where this has occurred?
Um, yeah. So when I was in high school, it was actually my freshman year of high school. Um, I always wanted to play sports a lot. I was really
Yeah.
into basketball, and I wanted to do that. And at the time, my older sister, she was a senior in high school, I believe, and she had been pregnant
Hmm.
with my niece, who is now, I believe, 8 years old. Um, but when she got pregnant, like, there was obviously, like, there was a lot going on, like with my parents working 9 to 5s almost every day, and them, they weren't really able to be here to like watch over us a lot of the times. And with the kid on the way, with their grandchild on the way, like, like a lot was going to change. And when she gave birth when I was a freshman in high school. Considering wanting to apply for basketball, and when that happened, I suddenly became the caretaker for my niece.
Wow.
um, because my sister's baby daddy didn't want to be in the picture.
Sure.
So she was a single mom, a single mom who had just graduated high school. She's going to college full time, and she needed help with watching her kid. And with both my parents constantly working, with my younger sister who had her activities and her sports, to like be held accountable for at her school, that left me as a that left 14-year-old Lalo to not only take care of my niece after school, but also to watch over my little brother, who was, I believe, 5, maybe 6 years old at the time. So I was just kind of, I guess, I was kind of put in the position to, like, what it's like to, I guess, be a single parent, like,
Hmm.
trying to take care of two kids while also like trying to deal with my own stuff, with my schoolwork, manage time with my friends. I wasn't really able to, like, I guess, have that normal teenage life where you get to experiment and whatnot. You get to, like, I guess, have fun. It was always like, school, then straight home, because I have responsibilities to take care of. So yeah, that was a pretty like overwhelming time for me.
And what did you do in that time to help bring balance into your life, or how did you cope? What's some healthy ways that you coped and managed that situation?
I used to write a lot. um i
Okay.
want I wanted to be a musician when I was younger. um
Sure.
so I used to write songs a lot. I got into like the old school hip hop when I was a lot more younger. So like, Tupac, Biggie,
Yeah.
um, all that stuff. And so I would write a lot to like kind of like let my feelings out. Um, I was given this journal when I was 13 years old, because my mentor had found out that I was really into hip hop, and he told me that he wanted me to write in it every day whenever I'm feeling down and everything. And so that's mostly what I did, like when I was in my classes, like, like I would just write and stuff like that. And so yeah. um and now I don't really write as much. Feel like maybe I lost a little bit of like a passion for it. um so it's not so that's not really like an active thing of what I do anymore, but at the time, like, writing really helped a lot.
Sure. So we're almost out of time, but I want to bring something to light that I've observed. It sounds like you're very quick to sacrifice your own time and your own well-being and your own needs for others. But when it comes to prioritizing yourself, your own self-care, that can be more difficult. And on the other hand, it sounds like you have some healthy ways to cope in your toolbox, and you just need to bring those out and try and utilize them. So I really want to encourage you before we meet next to take some time and try, if you can, to re-engage in writing as a healthy outlet for yourself, particularly as you're going through the grief of your recent breakup. And if you can, re-engage with your mentor, continue to meet with them, because I think that's really helpful for us all to have in our lives, is someone that we can lean on and talk to, and that's there to support us, because we can't go through this life alone. We have to have people around us.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kyle.